Hey there, Conquerors. It's me, Seneca Williams, and welcome to the very first Conquer Mental Wealth live stream. I was looking for a great time to do this. I think lunchtime is a great time because if you are at lunch right now, you can catch this, and you can also catch this on the replay later. So welcome. If you're joining in either live or on the replay, do go ahead and put in your business, your location, because you never know who you can network with on a live or in the comments. True story, I have gotten clients by just commenting on other people's posts. So that being said, welcome to the Conquer Network's live series on mental wealth. For those of you who this is your first time meeting me, I'm the founder of the Conquer Network. My name is Seneca Williams. I'm also on social media as Ask Coach Sen. And the mission of the Conquer Network is to support women entrepreneurs in building mental wealth for business. I felt this week was a timely, it was the best time to have this conversation because we see what's going on in the media with Naomi. Right? You've seen it. If you don't know what that's about, Naomi Osaka, she is a world famous tennis player. And most recently, she pulled out of the French Open because of her mental health. I've been talking about entrepreneurship and mental health for a long time. It is not a popular conversation. I am not a popular person because people really want to just hear about making money. But the truth is, if your mind isn't in it, you're not making any money, as we can see. But shout outs to Naomi. I'm standing by her for choosing her mental health first. So welcome to those of you who've popped on here. Go ahead and share your business and your location, where you're from. You never know who you can network with on here. So what are we talking about today? First, I'd like to introduce the Conquer Network, what it's about, what we talk about in the Conquer Network, the services that I offer, and a little bit about what really went on with Naomi and how that could be going on with you too, or at some point down the line, it could go on with you too, and why you need to prevent that from happening now before you get there. I work with a lot of new entrepreneurs who are like, oh, I'm not burnt out, I'm good. But you need to set up the foundation for the lifestyle and the business that you want from jump. Just imagine and believe that you are going to be successful, that you are going to be a millionaire. What do you want that to look like? If you have to close your eyes and envision it, go ahead and do so. I'm going to give you a quote that I use as a compass to help in guiding me. And what that quote is, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Can you answer yes to all three of those? I like myself. I like what I do. I like how I'm doing it. Naomi could not answer yes to all three of those. We have no idea what she was going through, and she could have possibly saved her life. Quite possibly, because she realized, I don't like how I'm living right now. Now, hey, well spirit, well body, welcome. And I see you there. And I see that we have Regine here as well. If you are coming on the replay, do put in your location and your business so we can follow you and you can have support. Now, the quote that I just shared with you is by Maya Angelou. And I gave you a moment to think about those three questions. And what did you answer? Success is liking myself, liking what I do, and liking how I do it. Did you answer yes to all three of those questions? Be honest with yourself. There are some people who are running successful businesses and behind the scenes, they don't like themselves or they don't like how they're running their business. We did in May for Mental Health Awareness Month, we did a live webinar series in the network. So if you didn't join in that series, join the network so you can be part of the next series. We talked about hot mess millionaire. Do you want to be a hot mess millionaire? And we highlighted Dr. Venus, who is a world famous coach, a millionaire. She is the rags to riches story. However, she talks about what it felt like to make all this money, but not really be happy with herself, not really be happy with her life and how things were going. The best thing you can do the first thing you should do before starting up your business and really getting into it is figuring out, what do you want your days to look like? What do you want your lifestyle to look like? Do you want to spend time with your family? Would you like to work half days? Would you like to sleep in late some mornings? Do you want to take multiple vacations a year? Do you want to take one long month or 2 long months off? You have to know this stuff and then start building your business around that. See, a mistake that many people make, they don't see themselves as starting a business and it expanding and growing and blowing up. They just think, okay, I'm just starting and seeing what's going to happen. And as they go along, they realize, oh my gosh, I'm getting burnt out. It's too much. It's too heavy. And social media will have you thinking that's what it's supposed to feel like to be successful. How many times have you seen these posts where people are almost celebrating the fact that they've worked 18-hour days, or they're highlighting how they don't take weekends and holidays off? Why is that wonderful? I did not start a business to not have weekends and holidays. I could have a job for that. How many times have you seen that? And what happens is it triggers all these insecurities in people and anxiety, business anxiety, where people feel like, for me to be successful in my business, I have to do what she's doing. I have to be on social media 24 hours a day. I have to go to all networking events all the time. I can't sleep. I can't take my weekends off. I can't do any of this stuff. Over time, that piles up. And then you find yourself in a state of actually experiencing a full-on anxiety disorder or a full-on depression. And now, what happens to the business? So I usually tell people when I start working with them, you, the entrepreneur, are the driver of the business. You're the driver of your business. Imagine you are getting on an airplane and you overhear the pilot tell the stewardess, yeah, I haven't slept in 24 hours. I didn't eat anything. I feel so tired I could hardly keep my eyes open. How likely are you going to want to fly on that plane? Probably not. I know I wouldn't. I would be trying to figure out, okay, how can I change my flight? I change my mind. I will wait in the airport if I have to until I get another flight, because I don't trust this person to fly this plane. That's you. You're the entrepreneur, and the business is just a vehicle to take you to where you want to get to. So you need to actually be focusing on you, the entrepreneur, first and always, before you start thinking about what's the new system I need to get, what's the new tips and tools and trick that I need to have. Nothing's wrong with that stuff, but that's not the crux. That's not what you need first. And that's not what you need to be focusing on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you need to be focusing on, how do I feel right now? Do I feel good? Do I like what I'm doing? Do I like how I'm doing it? Do I like where this is going? You need to be focusing on that stuff. You need to be focusing on, are my thoughts sabotaging my growth in my business? Are my thoughts the reason why I'm held back and I'm not getting clients and I'm not making money? Are my thoughts the reason why I feel like quitting? We make up all kinds of things in our mind. We have limiting beliefs. We have irrational fears. We have doubts. Sometimes it comes from us. Sometimes it comes from your family and friends telling you everybody's a coach. There are a lot of coaches, but there's also a lot of attorneys. There's a lot of hairdressers. There's a lot of nail technicians. There's a lot of everything, right? Yeah, there's a lot of coaches. Yeah, there's a lot of hairstylists. Yeah, there's a lot of people making t-shirts. There's a lot of people making candles. There's a lot of people doing everything. It's important that you don't let those outside voices get into your head. And that's why our main goal in the Conquer Network, that's why my main goal as a therapist and a coach for entrepreneurs is to help them break through that business anxiety, beat the burnout, and also work through the workaholism that comes up a lot. Entrepreneurs experience 72% mental health disorder, either indirectly or directly. What that means is, more than the general population, entrepreneurs either experience some form of a mental health disorder over time, or they're exposed to someone who has a mental health disorder. at the time of entrepreneurship. So you're always either having to figure out, am I okay? And are the people I'm interacting with okay? Because it's mental health. And at this point in time, we got to really realize that it's everywhere. It's all around us. So if you see me looking down at the screen, I'm looking at my computer to make sure that I'm keeping time. And also I'm trying to make sure that I share everything that I need to share with you. So some people do not know what the Conquer Network is at all or why I started it. So I've been working as a licensed therapist now, and this is a career change, and that's another live that I'll do. And since 2008, I've been in the mental health field, and I decided to specialize in professionals and entrepreneurs, careerpreneurs and entrepreneurs. I decided to specialize in 2015. And what I realized was so many women, more than ever, especially in 2020, there was a boom of all these new entrepreneurs. And people would reach out to me for therapeutic services. They would realize I was speaking to the issues that entrepreneurs go through, the isolation, hitting that learning curve because maybe in your job you were excelling, but in business you're not, dealing with doubt, self-worth issues, not charging your worth, feeling insecure about your services and how it's showing up, not promoting yourself. For some reason, doing the work for your boss, but not doing it for yourself. All these things I was talking about. And people started seeing me talking about this stuff and speaking about it. And they would reach out to me for support. But then I would have to tell them, I'm sorry, I can't work with you because one, as a therapist, I can only work with clients I'm licensed in that state. And then two, even as a coach, I still can't work with everybody. I'm only one person. I am a human being. So I thought, well, what can I do to support all these people? And, people would start saying, well, do you have a course? Do you have a group? Do you have something like that? And the idea of the Conquer Network started in 2019. It also definitely was at top of mind at that point because prior to that, I had lost a friend of mine to suicide who was also an entrepreneur. She also had a full-time job and she was a mom. And I thought to myself, wow, how many people are functioning, but they're struggling on the inside. They're functioning on the outside, but they're struggling on the inside and they don't have anyone to talk to. And we can fool ourselves into this, I'm a superwoman business, which some people get offended when I say this. And, that's, again, like I say, sometimes we got to say the unpopular thing and we're not the popular one. I never was the popular one. We need to leave that superwoman business alone. I used to feel flattered when people were like, oh my God, Seneca, you are a superwoman. You are doing the thing. You are awesome. And then I realized the times that I said no, when I got tired, when I couldn't do it, I was no longer the superwoman. And that's when I was like, I am no longer taking on that role. I'm removing the cape. I am a human being. And that's what happened with Naomi Osaka. We see athletes as machines. Sometimes we see a business owner as like a thing. We don't see them as a human. We don't see the person. And we have to reconnect with people's humanity in business. Business can't just be always business and separate and compartmentalize all this stuff. I remember last year in 2020, so many people experienced a death in their family. People were going through depression. People were suddenly at home, homeschooling their kids, all these changes. And some people wanted to act like business as usual. My thing was like, how can we do that? How can you just talk to somebody and not be like, hey, how are you doing? Even if they are doing business with you. So I want to bring humanity into business ownership. I want entrepreneurs to have a space, an emotional safe space. And I want to bring programming to entrepreneurs that not only help them build their mental wealth, but helps them build their business. And how do we do that? I have been blessed to grow this amazing network on my own of coaches that coach you in business, of business attorneys, business accountants, finance experts, marketing, branding experts, all of these wonderful women that I know. And guess what? They can come in and teach you these things. And all of the people that I bring into the network to teach, to facilitate, to coach, they all understand the importance of building your mental wealth. They understand that to build generational wealth, you need to first begin with the mind. We out here talking about generational curses. We don't have to fight through generational curses. We have to fight through generational trauma, generational patterns, and generational dysfunction. Let's face it, many of us do not have parents and grandparents or great-grandparents that were entrepreneurs. We are the first generation to do so. We are the first in our family to be building these things. It starts with our mental wealth. So, what do you do next? Well, if you've tuned into this one thing, I'm going to help you out in knowing what we're going to be doing on these lives. We're going to be talking about mental wealth. We're going to be talking about how do you make it work with lifestyle and business? Like, should you be working on your business all the time to make money or be successful? No. Do you need 10,000 followers and to be spending all of your energy and time building 10,000 followers? I'll tell you a little inside secret. I have been lucky to be in the rooms with those who are making money. They are securing the bag. They are hitting those multiple 6 figures and the 7 figures. And guess what? They don't have 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers. So we need to shift our mindset from what we see and what we believe to another reality. I want to also let you know that when you come into the Conquer Lounge, because you may not know this, the Conquer Lounge is a free group in the Conquered Network. It is free, and it is a space for you to have some place to talk to network with others without the trolls that are on social media, without being harassed. It is a safe space. We also have a monthly live sister circle. Our first sister circle was awesome. I only wish that more people were there, but it was our very first one. It was facilitated by Ebony Kennedy. She's a therapist, a poet, and an author. And if you go into the feed, you will get to see a clip of it. So for sister circles, if you don't know what they are, they're a space for us to relax, relate, and release. And some of the things that are shared in sister circles are sacred. So we don't have a full replay. We only have a clip, but even in this tiny little clip, if you check it out, you will get a sense of what we do in the sister circle. And we will be having them every month, and that's included in the free Conquer Lounge. If you're on here thinking, do I need to build mental wealth for my business? Do I have business anxiety? Am I a workaholic? Am I burnt out? Go to the link in my bio, the link tree, and there's a quiz there that you can take to kind of figure out where you are. And I want you to come back to the next live, which is going to be on Monday at noon. I'll be doing these on Mondays and Fridays at noon Eastern time. So do share, follow, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And I will come back and talk about them on the next live. If you have questions about business anxiety, if you have questions about business relationships, if you have questions about your mindset, your emotions, anything like that, go ahead and pop them in to the comments and I will go ahead and answer them on the next lives. So for those of you who came on, I see you, Inspiring Joy, Mystic Amazon, Well Spirit, Well Body. Thank you for joining today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace and blessings.